What's up, YouTube family? We are back with another crazy one, and today we are literally going to break down a particular setup that actually did flip a 500 to 14,000 USD in just a matter of like 30 to 45 minutes, right? And this particular setup was literally a setup which was literally sent in by a mentee right there in the community that is literally the private community, right? And this was literally the setup sent in by the mentee right there. It says, right? It was literally a very crazy one, right? And it was literally done easy, easy, even though it was literally a very risky one, right? So this was it. We did the 500 to 5K while holding. We actually did see price give a crazy expansion all the way to the upside. And we did see price expand over to 7,000 USD from a 500 bucks, right? And we smashed a $12,000 in respect to the floating profit. And finally, we did smash a 14,000 plus in profit, right, of a 500 USD. So we're literally going to break this down. Don't forget to like, subscribe to this particular YouTube channel. And if you're literally new to this particular YouTube, right? Don't forget to click on the link in this particular video description to join our free Telegram community where every single trade start is literally been sent in. All right. Now, so far for the week, we've actually had crazy bangers, and I'm literally going to like be very, very transparent on this, right? This week was literally a very crazy one. We actually did start with just this win, and I had a loss, and then I actually had this win, and we actually did have this particular loss all the way to the upside, and we actually did expect price to come into this. This was a missed setup, and we actually did have a loss, and this was literally a setup that failed to give us an entry, right? So how did we actually flip a 500 to $14,000, and how can you do this, right? So far, guys, as I have always been saying right there in the community and in the previous video, right? Again, if you're new to this particular YouTube channel, don't forget to click on the link in this particular video description to join our free Telegram community. Now, we actually do play of what we call high value areas, right? And these particular areas dictate or they literally indicate where we should literally look out for crazy expansions in price. Now, without wasting much time, I'm literally going to break down this particular setup and how easy it was for us to like capitalize on this. Now, firstly, we actually do scale all the way to the 4 hour time frame. And on the 4 hour time frame, we actually did imply the use of a very simple SNL pattern, which we call the SNLC type 2, right? And if you literally did go through the previous YouTube videos, we actually did talk about the presence of that particular pattern to be just this, right? We actually do see price give us an expansion to the upside, higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low, right? Comes back, gives another higher high, right? And then boom, we come back all the way to this point of origin, right? And this is it. So this is exactly what we call the support and resistance types 2, and that is literally price retesting a particular level twice, right? After making another higher high. So this is literally a level right here. This is the first level. This is the first level right here. Price comes back, gives a first retest, right? Which is literally normal. This is something everyone will literally expect, right? And then price gives another expansion all the way to the upside, comes back down, and then gives another second rejection of the same level, right? So this is literally the exact scenario that played out right here. Now, this can literally be seen as a scalp, or it can literally be seen as a simple day trading setup, right? So if we take a look at this particular structure point, we actually do see this point of origin, right? So this is it, and expanding this all the way to the other side. We actually do see this, right? This is literally what we do see in price. This is a key level, okay? This is a key level. We see price made a higher high, higher low, higher high. Right? Price came back down. Now we literally don't care if price has changed structure because as I did say, there are literally high value areas which you literally need to identify that price is always going to play off from, right? Now, if we take a look at this, we can also see the presence of shoulder, head, and we anticipate price will run back all the way to this. This is a high value area in respect to support and resistance, right? We actually see the same thing. This is a key level. Price gives you a first rejection, comes back down, gives you a second rejection, and boom. And this is literally the opposite of this particular pattern. This is a bearish scenario, and this is literally a bullish scenario, right? So price actually did come back, tap into this, and we actually see push to the upside, came back down, and boom, right? So how did we actually capitalize on this? Now, firstly, as I did say earlier on, this is literally part of the trade which we actually did have, and I've always like broken down the easiest day trading setup which you can literally apply to do this, right? We actually did apply a day trading setup which we actually use in smashing this. But this is literally not the bone of contention right now. The question is literally how we were able to like get this particular trade, right? Now, after mapping out our pattern, after mapping out this particular pattern, right? Our area of focus is literally not going to be this level. We are literally going to focus majorly on the second rejection, the first rejection precisely, right? Because every single continuation pattern which we actually want to see is going is definitely nested at this particular point, not this, right? Now remember, this is a level, price comes back, give a first retest, comes back, still gives a second retest, right? So we literally have no business right here. All we actually want to say is an overall picture of what was literally happening. And when we decide to like refine this, right, we actually want to see an in-depth foundation right at this particular point, right? So now I actually did have this particular level, and we are literally done with trying to like make use of this other one, which is the origin point, right? All we literally need to do right now is to like focus majorly on this particular point. Now, in this particular point, I'm literally going to look out for a whole lot of things, right? I'm definitely looking out for a head and shoulder pattern. I'm definitely looking out for a clean supply or demand, right? I'm looking out for different things, and I'm literally looking to like make use of just one of these particular confluences, right? Now, the reason why we should keep it simple is because this is simply you trying to like refine this particular level. We can't actually just decide to make use of this level and then just buy randomly because price can literally bust through as we actually did see right here. And you actually want a situation whereby you are able to like pinpoint the accurate reversal points, right? So for the sake of this particular video, we are literally going to make use of a simple concept, which is the concept of demand, right, and supply. So right here, I actually do see shoulder, head, and then price gives you right shoulder. And we actually do see the same thing, shoulder, head, and then we expect price to come into this, right? But now, the difference here is as price comes back into this particular head and shoulder levels, right? We are always going to get the presence of price retesting a supply or the, and demand, right? A supply or a demand level, which is literally what we did see right here. Price did actually dip all the way into this, tapping into the present demand there, right? So this is actually a shoulder and this is a head. Now we anticipate price to give us a retest on the current demand present, right? So we are literally going to have our refining move all the way from this particular point to this. So I'm literally going to like shrink, scale out to the lower time frame. Now, remember on the 4 hour, we did identify the high value area, which is the support and resistance type 2. And secondly, we actually did scale down to the 15 minutes time frame to look at for a QML, right? Or literally a head and shoulder pattern, which I literally like to call it for the sake of the newbies or for the sake of newbies in this particular concept, right? And if you're literally confused or you're literally looking to like know more about a QML, right? Don't forget to click on the link in this particular video description to join our free Telegram community. Now, after price presented this particular pattern, all we literally need to do is to like refine to get the presence of a demand or supply. But in this particular case, since this is a buy scenario, we are literally looking for the presence of a clean demand, right? Now we actually do say the last bearish candle responsible for price movement to the upside, which is literally at this particular point, right? Now we map this out. Okay, so after we are done mapping this out, I actually did scale down all the way to the lower time frame, which is on the 1 minute. And as you can literally see right here on the entry chart, literally on the entry, right? We actually did see, my entry was literally at this particular point, right? It was literally an easy peasy. And I'm literally going to show you how this was on the chart. Now, scaling down to the 1 minute time frame, all I literally did was to play the continuation. And just as I did say, continuation setups are literally going to put you way ahead of time and at the same time help you avoid crazy losses in price, to be very, very honest, right? Now, this is literally the crazy part of all of this, right? Now, we actually did see the presence of the first continuation SNR level. We actually did see the presence of a blind spot and at the same time a QML. Now, we actually did take the first entry of a 200 box account and then we actually did see price expansion to the upside. Price came back down and we lost to this particular flip. We actually lost out on this, and price actually did present the next pattern, right, which was us identifying this particular pattern. Let's give it a quick map out. So we actually do see price create this. Now, in as much as we always do flip, right, you should always remember that this is not always going to be 100%, right? You're not always perfect. I'm not always perfect. I definitely do have losses, right? So this is it. Price expands and then takes me out, and I lost on this particular one, right? Now we actually did get a re-entry, and then price literally presented this. And then another entry was literally attempted at this particular point, which we did see that price did dip lower, right? And this particular flip failed. Okay, we actually had a failed flip on this, right? And this was literally me bagging two losses of this particular zone. As I did say right there in the community, I actually did have I actually did lose twice on this particular flip, right? Before it actually did pan out well. And as I did say, this was literally a very risky setup, right? You said right here, first and second attempt failed before this literally panned out pretty well. Okay, so it was literally not a perfect one. Now we actually did see price expand all the way to the upside, drop back down, and we actually did see the same thing come into play. Key level, first level right here, first retest, and then price expanded, came back down, and it was literally taking all at this particular point, right? Now with price take with entry being taken all at this particular point, the goal was not to like hold all the way to 14,000 USD or literally have that crazy flip, right? The goal was literally to like scale out at a 1:5 maximum, right? But we actually wanted to see price take out this high that compared to the retracement generally. Price actually did that, but with how crazy the impulse was, we actually did see price spike all the way to this power level, which we literally did wait for price to like get to, right? As we did say, right here, boom, and then price rejected all the way to the downside, came back into this, right? After violating this, came back into this, and boom, all the way to the upside. So this is literally crazy in respect to how these levels are being called and how precise these reversals are, right? But at the same time, it's not literally going to guarantee, or this is never going to guarantee that you're always going to get a 100% strike rate or win rate on this, right? Losses are definitely going to come, and it's just there for you to be able to like do what you actually have to do in respect to your risk management, right? Now, this is literally a disclaimer that this is literally going to be a crazy disclaimer. I'm not literally saying you should try to like invest all you have in respect to flipping, right? Flipping comes with a very high flipping itself is very risky. Flipping itself is very risky, right? In as much as you might say, "Oh, I've literally accepted the outcome of this," right? It can be so risky that a little mistake and then you literally like having your account lost, right? Now, remember, we literally did see this trade replicate on a few copy trading accounts as we actually did have for today. We actually did see a copy trading account reflect a little scalp today. Every single trade which we actually do take on the my account is literally been reflected or do reflect on every copy trading account connected to mine, right? So if you're literally interested in the copy trading system, you can literally reach out to us right there on Telegram. And again, if you're literally new to this particular YouTube channel, don't forget to like and subscribe, right? So this is how easy it was for us to like actually smash this quick flip. It's literally not easy, but at the same time, if you literally put your mind to it, you can literally see how easy it is, right? So the entire plan for the next flip is actually 150 USD to 8,000 USD. See you guys on the next slide, and don't forget to like and subscribe to this particular YouTube channel.